and we're in the garden this morning. That's what's new this morning. Good morning, Dabney.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And yourself?
Not bad. Not a bad forecast either. That's not too bad. The
Yeah.
sun's great. Little rain middle of the week, wouldn't hurt anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
In which things are, as we brought along a bowl of pansies, things are really growing pretty well.
Yes.
Pansies, and these are cool weather plants, and they do great in this kind of weather.
Yeah, I have to admit, Dabney, a couple of weeks ago you told me to get some of these,
right.
and I have not had to really do anything with them. I potted them, and I haven't, well, I've had to water them a few times, but that's it.
Yeah, very minimal, because cool weather, they don't dry out that quickly. And
Yes.
of course, you were asking for one there, what could you do in vegetable-wise plant this time of year? And of course, lettuce, kale, collards. The problem's going to be is trying to find the plants, because the garden centers are running out and they're not replenishing. But if you can find them, it's still time to plant. It wouldn't hurt a thing. And the only thing is, lettuce is a little bit more tender, so we'd have to get that out of the garden by, say, the 1st of January. But as far as the other things, spinach and some of these other plants, they'll go right on through the winter. Even if they don't get mature enough to harvest now, we can harvest them, say, in March or April.
Okay, great. Well, we have a call this morning from one of our viewers in Suffolk. Good morning. What's your question for Dabney?
Good morning, Mr. Dabney. My name is Yvette, and I have a Girl Scout troop. We're trying to teach them about planting. So I wanted to know, is it too late to plant mums? If so, what do you recommend that they could learn about that would sustain the cool temperatures?
Right. Yeah, mums are pretty much over now. In fact, we had that frost, and they're on the downswing. A lot of folks are just cutting them, getting ready to cut them on down. The best thing to plant this time of year would be the pansies, as we're showing here. The ornamental leaf plants like the flowering cabbage, kale, mustard, and then, of course, as we just mentioned, it's great to go ahead and put some fall garden plants in if you can find some. And I think some of the garden centers still have some collard, kale, and probably even a little bit of lettuce left. So yes, there's lots of things you can plant right now, and they can enjoy growing this winter.
Wow, that's good stuff. We also have a caller here, David in Suffolk. Good morning, David. What's your question?
My question is, I love to put pansies out, but the deers seem to always want to eat them.
Good question, because I was waiting till we got that. The other thing that likes pansies are rabbits.
Yes.
And there are products on the market. Most of them contain dried blood that acts as a good repellent around your plants, and there are sprays available that you can put on them. But yes, absolutely, you're right. You will have to protect them from the rabbits and the deer, because they will go after them. But the repellents seem to work fairly well. You just got to put them on every so often.
Yeah, and also one thing too, I noticed looks like the yellow jacket's like I think you brought in a yellow jacket on the tip of this pansy. Yeah, there's a couple of bees in here too.
That's a honeybee. Yeah, we don't want to get rid of him. Honeybees are good. We need those.
Yeah, that's true, as long as it doesn't sting me. But for another question here, we have a caller from Virginia Beach. Good morning. What's your question?
Yes, I'd like to know if it's time to cut back hydrangeas.
Right. I don't like to do any pruning in late fall. I prefer to do it during the dead of winter, early spring. The problem you run into, if you certain variety of plants, you prune now, we get 70-degree weather, the plant thinks it's spring, trying to grow, and it makes the plant a little bit more tender. Should we have a severe winter, which supposedly the almanac's calling for, we'll have a little bit harder winter, then you could have dying out of your plants. So consequently, if you wait till midwinter or late February, 1st of March, and prune at that time, then if we do have any hard winter, you're pruning off what died out. But if you prune now and then get die back, then your plant's going to be even shorter. So let's hold off on all the pruning. The other thing, keep in mind on hydrangeas, when we prune back, we want to wait till we see the new growth buds early spring, because that way we know how far to cut back and still get blooms.
Okay, and one more caller here this morning, Lakin from Virginia Beach. Good morning. What's your question?
Hi, I have a mom, and it seems to be dying already. Is that normal?
Yes, that's what we were just speaking about. Unfortunately, mums will be dying out. Now, they're a short season plant, beautiful when they're in bloom, but you got 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on when you buy them and to what stage they're starting to bloom, and then that's pretty much it. The only thing you may look on yours, if it's just started dying out, look down underneath the dying blooms. You may have some buds still left to bloom. You could prune that top part off and get a little bit more color.
Yeah, sometimes you can get a second bloom, but they're tough to get. Well, that's all we have time for this morning, Dabney. Appreciate it.
Okay, one thing I want to mention as far as grass seed, because you said you had a lot of people were asking on Facebook grass seed. Fescue, I think it's getting a little too late to plant by itself. Okay. As we mentioned last week, let's do the winter rye if you want green cover for the winter on your lawn. Okay,
perfect. Well, if you have any more questions, we've answered a lot in the last couple of weeks. They're all on our website at wavy.com. Dabney's answered a lot of those. He'll probably be back in again next week.
Not next week, maybe the week after.
Maybe the week after. Okay, all right. Well, great. Well, we'll talk to him then, and we'll be back with another check of weather right after this.